This adventure that I'm on today is I'm doing a maintenance on a Generac Guardian series. It's a 20 kW at a Nexus. I know it's got the Evolution controller, I'm sorry. So this generator now, Generac recommends checking valves every so often. What I feel, instead of going straight to the valves, because you could tell what your valves are doing through a combustion test. I like it. They winterized. They put the heater on the fuel filter, the oil filter, and underneath the battery. So instead of going right to the valves, looking for top dead center, playing around with all of that, I'm going to start with a compression test. And we're just going to look for what? Compression. And make sure that we are within range. Before I do this, I'm going to have to go to my truck just to get my service manual, because I want to just make sure I know. I think it's going to be about 165, I believe, but going off what I believe it is and what it really is are two separate things. A compression test. You have to pull the spark plugs out. And this spark plug looks pretty good. We got a pretty good burn inside this. Now we're going to have to pull the back plug. Kohlers, you don't have to do the valves ever. They do have valve issues sometimes, but it's not as crucial because their valves are self-setting, unlike the Generac's engine valves. Okay, so it gets a little more heated on this side, but now there's controversy when you're doing valves about the best way, well, not valves, when you're doing a combustion test on the best way to do this. Okay, oh, we got oil in our air box. Either we are overfilled or this machine has ran for quite a bit of time. So before I start anything, oh, and it looks like we have almost no oil in this machine. That's, yeah. This machine, I'm surprised I don't have any low oil faults. Let's see what the controller says. Alarms. Nothing. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Now, escape. Let's go to run log. Is this thing running every week? No. Okay, it is. Okay. So it runs. It's been running its exercise. But we could be damaging our engine. So because I'm low oil, I didn't even realize I got a low oil situation here. I do have, as you can see, a lot of oil in here. So let's clean this up. That's not all the oil. in the machine getting trapped there. That's just some. I'll be back. I'm gonna actually grab the oil container. I'm gonna do the oil change first, then come back to do the valves or the combustion test, whichever needs to be done. Because I have a low oil situation. Because of the low oil situation, I don't want to be running this engine yet. And now we drain. Okay, so now that the oil is coming to a slow little trickle, we're about ready. Have enough space. We are ready now to get rid of this. Can't open that way. That thing's on tight. Wow. Doesn't have green oil, so somehow I hit the switch. Usually these things start to move right away. Somebody killed this thing. Whoever changed it last time. Getting closer to being able to do the combustion test. Yeah, that filter probably is also saturated in oil. It's a lot darker of a color than the material here. Okay, I've oiled my gasket. That filter's good. Now, there is nothing coming out of that hose, so all the oil is out. Got a little sidetracked on what I wanted to do, but I don't want to play around with an engine that's not properly lubricated. So for any kind of tests, always make sure that the main things on your machine are operating good. Now for the oil fill, even though there's oil here, we're not going to put it there. We're going to put it here. Now we're going to find out if it running low oil, if it messed up anything with the engine. Oop. That wasn't good. And I looked around. I didn't see oil anywhere under the engine or anything like that, like there's a big leak. I just think that this thing, they don't check, the owners. They just let it run and run and run. And well, it's like everything else people take for granted and think they're gonna work forever. Okay. These aren't 2 full quarts. Yeah, most of what I spilled. I always try to clean up anything I spill, because I don't want to be looking for an oil leak 2 years from now, forgetting that I spilled it. Now there's a whole controversy. Do you fill the filter? Do you not? What do you do on the best way to do that? Now yes, the filter will have no oil in it when I first start it. But now I want to get oil into there. Before I do anything, let's let the oil sink all the way down. It's still gonna need just a little more. Okay. So at this point, we have a valve full of oil. We don't need to start a full, need to start it yet, but okay, so there we go. Shouldn't splatter anything, but just in case. What's up with these threads? Yeah, the beginning threads are a little. Or is it the hole? Because this should just spin right in right now. There we go. Okay. Now because I'm considering starting an engine with no gas, with the spark plug's not connected, and I'm going to shut the gas off. I don't want to fill the chamber with gas. Especially because we're also going to be doing a compression test. But what I want to do first is just get the oil into the filter. Fuel is now stuck. Okay. Yep. Is now off. Can't do anything, but we're pumping oil. Okay. Off. Now let's remove this. That should have been enough to get. Okay, so here it looks like it's full. Here's a quick tip. If you can't see it, boom, it's about there. See what I did? Let's take it to the other side. So it's about there. It's full. Put it on cardboard. That'll show up. A lot of times what I like to do is I turn it perfectly sideways and I can tell where the liquid is. Okay, so let's start with the front, since it's right here. Boom. Just drop the gauge, don't worry, it won't break. It won't break. Okay, so make sure that it's not leaking. Now, the book recommends unplugging your stepper motor, which is right under here, and driving this 100% open. And as you drive the throttle 100% open, that means that and the bottom venturi. Okay, they're both opened all the way. And now we're gonna check the compression of this engine with a clean filter. Not the dirty filter, but a nice clean filter so we get good airflow. Okay. Throttle still wide open. We let it crank. 150, 165. So we have 165 on here. Now remember, before I said we would have to go to the manual, just make sure we know where the manufacturer wants it. But we got an Evolution controller. The Evolution controller, we have a 20 kW 160 plus minus 10-15%. So we're perfect. So these valves are good. There's no reason for me to adjust them when I have about 165, a little less give or take, but to me these valves tested good. So now let's move to the back end. A compression test will let you know if you have bad valves, or you got to adjust your valves, or what you might need to do. There's guys that'll do the compression test on every machine. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do, because both ways work. But this is just, I feel, probably a little bit easier to do. Except for the back one. It's never easy. You got to get the same angle the spark plug would go in. There we go. And you also have the back in your way. Because I know, like Generac, they recommend a leak down test. And if you're doing a leak down test, you might as well just do the valves. You got to go top dead center anyway at that point to do the cylinder leak down test. But okay, so now let's check the back. Good. That's good compression on the back. We're almost 170. Okay. Yeah, we're about 170 on the back side. And that's with our butterfly open. Okay, now let's close our Ventura, our butterfly. Because this is the controversy. And yes, you will actually not get as good of a test with that closed. Yeah, what happened? Still 170. Just saying. Everybody's like, you have to make sure you hold your throttle open. Here we go again. Right here, we actually were able to get compression with our throttle not open to 100%. We do have two Venturis here in our mixer slash carburetor. The lower one's very hard to see. Now let's do the last and final test, which is with the stepper motor plugged in. Right here. Gotta go this way. Plug the stepper in. Okay, so now the engine's gonna drive on its own. Look, that's some sooted up. Yeah, that cylinder's all suited up. Top of that piston. Remember, this thing was running really low. It burned most of its oil up. Yeah, we're still in the back. So we're about 170, which is still good. 15, you got 10, 15 you're allowed to go to. So now we're gonna allow, let's put the filter on because we're really not supposed to be sucking air in. Okay, we're still good. I'm gonna stop this because I don't want to damage the starter, burn the starter out. But this compression test is telling me that my valves are good and I don't have to adjust them. If not, I wouldn't have enough compression. Oh. Now I'm going to continue on my maintenance, but I just wanted to go over doing a compression test on a Generac generator because it's important to know where your valves are. This also lets you know if your engine's compressing correctly, because if not, your generator is not going to be able to go to full load. You can actually have a problem going to full load if your valves are bad and you don't have good compression. Till next time, I'm out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never went into yellow at the 600 range, which meant this battery is 540 cold cranking amps. I'm good. There's that wonderful smoky smell. Okay. I mean, now I'm just going to be running this machine, so if you did stay tuned and just watch this a little bit after I cut out, thanks for watching.